dear Dickine and this menu I missing pain, Musi offense.
I see the pain.
Wouldn't say none on to and a mere me who said me, you do an adjo, me nantem, you do an adjo 2 a.m. Mammy, me sorry, Namen Kwame 20, and a beams in my bayful. Near Bay, and I will bay a crack, do an adjoa. A honor yansan. We may dean no trans in our dream one to say. Nyoma bi wa na NPP wa ben mu no near the ho ya ho paa say fan say ye wo mema e fan say when it comes to the management of the city nomne sa nyoma no na you feel say medium ko trans ye me nwa na me nansu da say NDC public mama city swati aba be do say bra because ye won kophobia omutimi babage na radio so catch Ghana for nyina say ya lucky dollar no she dem dollar na bani aje be radio so confidence am de kasa no because you leader bia or you head of economic management lead no timi manage ya lucky city ne she ho a ma ono atimi ba bonten ba beka and then me betina si na NDC for an e from incompetence na NDC for timi achi dollar na na be gina say e me nwa to be very honest with you
2% ka NDC for bomb mo
chairman minkasa
omo member chairman omo member chairman
don't push to that level asma me continue
omo member chairman
na be abeduru no akoye se book bi ye kan ye nkwala brem ne ye kan book bi Obiba JK uni Obiba JK
fa ho nyina to form
dabi na Cropa Lions any Red Lions no mo ko bobo no mo player bi odi afraid Obiba JK obedwa na num sa ball no ye di Cropa Lions ye be hye mo 3000 ye koduru park so a Obiba JK amese poto
bono to so
enei no ye mu bi ye trance ne ye ko akire ne ye be hwe de ye ko so me to me still I see NDC incompetence is still glaring, but the point is that today what are we seeing with what is the dollar rate now? What is happening? Ye Obiba JK for na na say omudi animu ananka omutimi local dollar shed them and MP na no way. What is happening? And am I not making sense? Obiba JK no be doa na sebi dollar no yes ya chi dollar no and the businessmen. What is the reason why I'm saying that? In the election, coming up to the election, one of the most frequent thing that comes to me, every businessman will come to Uzubeba mutimi dollar no bibia businessman no be twaba no dollar no higher. And the reason why I was using that analogy to tell you for every Tom, Dick and Harry in our party and then Ghana to know a very key. And he's saying every businessman, every market woman, every person, because maybe a grassroots person, people come to me. Hey, na dollar no day na mwana musibu bechi dollar yi, mwantima chi dollar, say dollar no baby adru no enko ye, ntidie na mo ya fa ho. Oh, munya botre ye de nyoma tutu ye, ne de akoshe Russia Ukraine war. Ye ka na mfa. Ne de afa na mo ye dollar yi dan. It was one of the fundamental issues that play a role in this election 2024. NPP for minya obi okachem say mo flag bearer onwa assure ye say onu de when it comes to management of the city and the dollar and the economy nobody can beat him.
Na want to say during the want to say oka say adwuma oyeye no and ama
we ya we taking the wind out of the sail to bo asemi do kono manu makro ma men kan de me enti everybody was so assured say economic when it comes to those days say ye economic NPP ye symposium na ye Obiba JK be gina ho no man lecture no a the NDC baby abubu agu fom me boa na unye aware enti the Ghanaian people had the assurance, they had the confidence say NPP we have the men to manage the economy and manage the city me boa na chese nipa no a odi animu no Obiba JK no you too much ye nyina enim say and when it comes to say Ghana 42 mi ma Akufo-Addo Ekufuado de onko dakro economy no de chese ya tete no say you Messi no. Ya bed dribble or mo te say you know. What you say? But you go to a point that say na ye Obiba JK ya the question but towards Obiba JK nko answer. No they are fading it. Now if Ghana for who the echo. Hey, we were running away from the real issue of the economy and the CD and the we were running away from it. Meboa. Intermediate the yeme nwanwa man so daye say NDC for power bit ma be manage dollar. Ama nei businessman bi be catch say catch them. Say mo ntoto mu nyoma yi. Na the way a nyoma si kron enkofo we mu etimi we need the goodwill of the Ghanaian people no matter what. Unu bi enti ase say obi ase ya yenko defend sa petrol omudi abeya omudi $1 to so ya.
Yes,
it's difficult because if you are a communication strategist, very difficult for you to go and defend as an NPP. What is your moral right to go and defend this? Because the point is that what I say, all the Ghanaian people wanted to see the dwindling of the dollar against the CD strength against the dollar. Businessman no cry free China no. Or they bad the all share say dollar no ni CD no. TD ni jina na so and who odin against the dollar. A majority of the business people, that's what we're looking for. Yes, you need to Obiba JK so say sebi ye be wuru say bibi koso na dollar ni be manage. Man so da say NDC with this management of the economy and they share the koso. And then we have to be honest. Say me as an MPP person, me who says that situation happen based on your credentials in your when we're in opposition talking about competence in managing the economy and managing the city, you know. Now share the air course we are me who are my ferry and now the question will be me and say because we have the men and I'm we have the men. Ebinu be catch say they know the inside and out of the economy. They know how to manage the economy. They know how to grab the city and give the key to the IGP.
Some can say much no. Am man locking out the MT IGP
and you key to. Yeah. You are saying city not praka. Eti mesre a very fundamental as a people going forward na ye ba bemuno. We should be very careful the choice of leaders we take and the kind of practical leadership that we want to see. Ye kan ebiru bi ye kan ho asem ye kan say sabio ye leader ye friend Ken Agyapong Ken Agyapong wato PK da o ana oni
menim
wato PK da o dia say wadi bibia bi waye bi da waye boga wa hu kukom da waye he knows every facet of the Ghanaian economy wa run business bia bi da. If you put such a man in the helm of affairs say and obehu nyoma afa practical things now no catch you say na dwene ne ya asen dompimele primary school practical you and odi adwuma enti no for me eyade a obusa question say sa ba ban mu asen ye be nyoma no me hunu say these fundamental areas of political choices choices that will make us as a political party NPP your baby a ye gina say ye elitist and intellectual political party with pragmatic development and ideas to move the country forward. It is ye nyoma bia say no when that so that say NDC from time immemorial from Rawlings to President Mills to that town they can manage the city to this level. NPP and ye di 2 year home e ka say J Kufuor time under the leadership of J Kufuor and everybody will bear me out. The CD was $1 to the dollar. Meboa. $1 to the dollar. Na ye mumu asabi esutini a ye sensuo ma mansan edejuju amansan esukoma no. Enne ofiamo de nanu akan ye. Ofiamo odnanu akan ye. Eti ye share the situation I buy na dollar no baby na duru. Now you say your people who can lock the city and put the dollar down money.
Na Musa say want to say Dr. Bawumia during the thank you to no e ka say na dwuma oyeye especially dollar yemfa gold enkonkoto oil ne ade no eno na ama ene sidi no enya ho.
Can you go and explain to the ordinary Ghanaian?
That's all ono kan.
There we go and explain to the ordinary Ghanaian. Say ye kwi me ye nyina ye NPP communicators na ye say a campaign na NDC for is able to manage the CDR na kodru be 8 to 10 and that saying that 10 or 17 right and as that say
and I mean check it
that say 30
yes about 10 right
10 right into the na election time I could do 2028 meaning amuti ane ye ko can chiri businessman. How are you going to explain it? You say you have an economic guru as your flag bearer. You say you have somebody who can lock the city and put the keys there. So what me also me imagine me to explain it to Ghanaian bia. No matter how strategic I am, this is practical. Etiro ukoka yes probe yasem and na wan we idea fundamental people ask me the question obuza me.
And definitely be
question obuza me no. Ehun waye and am dia man say going forward na ye ba ben mu. These are some of the things we need to correct. See per se you address certain issues are very critical to our party. It's very important because yentimi mama me set the agenda be say yeah for you say yetimi ye say nebeduru on we are confronted with the issues we cannot address it to the ordinary
and definitely in command
leadership no
ebe appear leadership no in command ye di ebe pie ewo abatu mu 2020
that is what we are saying
it kwan na be fa so ne Ghana ni nakasa
leadership. That's what we are talking about.
And no na be ma Ghana
practical leadership. It's very important. And no make catch on when you Obiba JK theories Debbie. When you practical leadership, practical. And I'm sure when you look at the Americans, they are not stupid though. Voting for Donald Trump, people think it's just a joke. What do you say? Say me Tommy. Now practically the businessman can run a country and see to certain basic needs of the ordinary citizens. What are you talking about?
And Diana for say or say o party new patriotic party oh yeah I will bet me so Ghana for any amaya to Obama no in 2028.
Say mama can say me
catch me na mintie.
What we say a party o share youth be o Ghana bia say ene yeah sorry say obi uncle join a political party. I'm sure say the youth will choose NDC over NPP and it's a fact. Ask yourself why.
Dientia. Wona wo kan teacher me mu dientia.
CCA youth bia or MPP where Mahama strategically asha say reward certain loyalists bia omo no ono omo ekoye ejamu esumu na hwe the way enyoma siko. Immediately power will come, those small boys don't follow ye beka so obi nkofa obi tiabroche baby ni akofa na bani abeman push. Now the real grassroots people, no, they are not care. They don't care about them. And now, when we want to be free, baby, when we were in government, I was fighting people tooth and nail. Because yen and your grounds and yen for en namwa, yen say yen better boiling point. Yen you call Let My Vote Count Alliance. Yen you far, yen you say those people, a lot of people were sidelined. Ain't you know? So leader on Chile sa anyo mano. Te se Ken Agyapong o se de o wa poto o nchiri se o di bomu Ken Agyapong o no ntrance se bio wo akore ya otue onim se da udi akire ukoba o bre ukoba na tumi aba no ye president o se enko sake o. Kennedy will not do that. He will give the opportunity to anybody. He doesn't care who else is go what you say and no need the kind of a year they build the party. Mahama has done that. And there are celebrities be on number here, including political science lecturers. Now your name is only neutrals, Professor Jampunum. It's almost some kind there. Now cast will be teacher. No, share, yeah. Even speaking for your party, cry, no, and not even a some cry that. And all the voices be said, neutrals be air casa, I'm an NPP. What be? What is a neutrals? We are political analysts. How they share the atmosphere. Look at the nurses strike. Look at the situation in Kosovo. and then look at the political atmosphere. Me person me chere wade wo de share the general atmosphere politically. NDC is being bruised politically, but because we don't have a strategy, because strategy no mama and neutralizing nyoma bebre, when neutralizing nyoma bebre, oko kasesi ya yeni enim book, yeni enim way, yeni enim otwi committee, odi wani shade bi sa ye communication meeting. I told them say your flag bearer is trying to deviate from the issues of the economy. On confront to number out to me apologize. E catch them say me so bodam for crowd the NTP da. Ye call digital house economy. The point that I'm making, no, it is all sharp and can necessarily strike aba or the deal levy aba. What you say anka posterity is now coming back to Akufo-Addo administration and your Ghana for their before to tia. But look at the atmosphere. Because share will be a petrol station. Only Paruka catcher say you dollar aba for me. So could tia deal levy kurana a year on phone.
Sana ni panaka.
Yes, because the American ultimate, the American see here. The strategy is that we're neutralizing certain atmosphere to the extent that the voices that is supposed to come out and create that adrenaline, political adrenaline. Ebema NPP, yenya vindicate. Sometimes, we don't even have to speak for ourselves. The citizens will speak, but because of a new man, time, is here. And a certain group of people are making. Na Professor Jampo no ba be kan sem no a obehwe no political lens dey aka no se bi ensu ayira fa kremo de besin ayira na fu bebe otizungu no be dey. So it those people within the political space, how do you handle them?
Dr. Bawumia echo UK echo ye analysis be concerning impeniphobia ye de omo ko ana certain flag bearers ye de omo ekoye emre bia atwem ene percentages omo enyaye ene senior wose bia ye mo san ko biem ene ade ye ya and now here come Ken Agyapong ono nso ba mu ebe ye analysis e ka se time a New Patriotic Party de ye yewura adubu ahen koye na duru ba bi no mo hu se no onye appealing to the masses no omo bae esan besesa no nti se obi ka sasem ya onkyere mu ye. Now we hear a lot of people omo ka se na Kennedy anka se ye baby of final wo na won no enam wo say me some question ni ameka
a rhetorical question. You don't demand an answer, don't worry. I just want to throw it out there to the ordinary people. First, mathematics. Ye pese full soldiers are more Ghana mu ayewo mu that time Professor Dubu na me miswa but me hu ye me ofafoi miensa and the founding fathers of NPP. Me me tie ya almost sorry anon kikansim hu party ne ye dia me kan sema chotie Professor Dubu Oba no onye vice president on wanye obi a running mate wanye buzi a running mate for 8 years mi buzao Professor Dubu mu an mu tie no Professor Albert Dubu satam na Rollins are transferred from military rule at the Aba 1992 establishment of 1992 constitution. Afe ni nyina ye pepe ya hodan kwa buzia club empenifo me kaise na me wo fa mom committee na du asabre nom ni me wo fa fom penifo committee na almost started om de Dubu bae no. It was just a few months,
3 months
to an election. Professor Dubu the name anu anyano was the traction of talking about culture of silence, writing books on history, and people knew him as somebody no a vociferous and no kasa against Rawlings leadership. NPP for say ye de ne kwa e beboa uti and NPP for presenting within that short time. One, na Professor Dubu na onye obi running mate wankodi buzia running mate ana okodi NPP. Those days Vito Usunum baby when you be a change political traction. Compare that to Dr. Bawumia. Now Akufo-Addo is one of the most popular politicians at that time. We Rawlings and Akufo-Addo, Eddie J. Akufo. Popular. So if this man appoint you as his running mate, do you know the political mileage that you get? 8 years. 8 good years. Adubuahin when yamu say one day kuraso okodi buzi china buzia anase obi running mate ana wan leaders on by you know when ya eno ya one. Adubuahin ama me vice president of the Republic of Ghana for 8 years. Mumusa Adubuahin mebe boa mo amunnim no historians obianim. Jekufuor the same thing. Jekufuor wa meye obi the only thing oya say foreign minister Adabuzia. And no any vice president or they compare and obi oya running mate for a popular politician or compare with the difference.
To can be sister Dr.
Nana Adodan kwa Akufuor me ba tobo ase brebe ma tobo me do kono ma no makro ma nya ho prebu. Ensem no de do so pa fax no bebre o. Jekufuor Nana Adodan kwa Akufuor wa ma me obi running mate ansa me di vice president ansana ye electing as a flag bearer, and yet few months no the performance no and the da 30-something%, right? Few months so NPP for say eno kra no de me be ma another exclusive we de tobo and me de ate NPP for say krachi transe ye go for obi from Fanimra na o performance we there enkoyi Akufuor esan abetedubu ansan buy oni je Akufuor be contest here no NPP for rejecting no, and we should set the record straight. Je Akufuor obaye no the area finish said there was a great alliance. Few months party ni putu ni oma together and okoye opajamu about 41%. Party ni ka se ombe regroup no ma san ba omo ba na party no ti ye hwe ne performance no compared to the nyoma oye no if you see ye beto an so and okoye no ko wini. Now when it comes to key fundamental things in womu and they say yeah the candidate akọ elections, the reason why J Akufuor Akufuor Adubuahin ni na say NPP account party NDC Mahama Babonte be ka kire nyina say o de mo minua Dr. Bawumia odi mochi o de di o machi eduru say leadership ba NPP for few, they will never vote for you. And NPP delegates Enya Reshemu say no, we are not an account party. No, we will not accept this. We have a vice president who is a Muslim. We have a vice president who is a northerner. We want to prove to every Tom, Dick and Harry, say we are not. And again, the party will get more votes from the North and the Zongo community to complement Ashanti and other strongholds of the NPP. Meboa, and NPP for their honkika, any day, any ekotu abanu boom. Even though there was an establishment support, and remember how, and omode man. Now check the data. Data no, and I'm the man no TNA. Our candidate didn't call 2024 election. He lost onya 0 over 30 polling stations in the northern region. 0. Adubuahin J Akufuor utie Adubuahin J Akufuor Nana Adodan kwa Akufuor. None of these candidates are free north enya 0 sir in over 30 polling stations. And that's the main reason why we wanted to prove Mahama that we have a northern candidate like him, we have a Muslim candidate meboa. But yet our candidate now, or see, your man a second chance. No? He got 0 in over 30 polling stations.
And what you're saying?
Polling stations are one northern region, no? 3 northern regions no 30 unya 0
nti sa 0 no nya no e kire
se na me ubebusa me ko busa no e
kire se de benti na so se because mo na munya sa gidie no se meba o ka ho ya munya gidie se zongo communities no se mo de Dr. Bawumia ba on beto aba e de amamo Muslims e beto aba e de amamo yet mo de naba na se mo akwa bakodi ntwo ayete sa na me busa se e de benti na kire se nipa na na muzu se mo benya vote free na mo anya no e kire mo se den
well you go and ask the party delegates.
O ka ho e kire mo se den
go and ask the party delegates.
We are delegate.
Me ba so enye no nko a.
Okay.
Enye no nko a. Akufuado eba power. The first thing abra oye and it's over set up a Zongo community because we thought we have that kind of NPP MPSM Zongo for MPSM nti da no say dey you push an agenda of Zongo community development. Never boa. Whole ministry was established. We have a vice president who was having oversight responsibility as a running mate and a leader. What not say I a running mate for 8 years. I was a vice president. You say, this time the Zongo hold here. You be fan fala. In fact, on one club, you know, can say the Dr. Bawumia badia Zongo any northern region. You be fan form. I was so happy because me and me in particular. God is my witness. The only argument I was always making is that once we have a candidate who is from the north, as candidate for the first time who's a Muslim, we will sweep.
I don't know that TV no.
The north, the Muslim votes and the Zongo votes. Now check the statistics. Apart from Winiba Zongo, you lose all the Zongos in the country. I'm saying you have the electric magnetic strategy and it my hono nyame edi ye ho afofie. We lost all the Zongos apart from Winiba Zongo. Eti you are a delegate. These are the facts. Dr. Bawumia, I love him. He's an intellectual. He's a smart guy. But these are the facts. And as a political analyst and a political scientist, me feel say a big problem as a political party. So person call it to an election and you want to win an election and you want to go and recycle the same problem and go out there. Because total rejection rate, I know, analysis, was almost about 71.2% rejection rate across the country for our candidate. To your political party, now so person we need power. Me na be na kan say, so obetimi do maame kura ko na de tumi ama wa, unya tumi ade akojo maame. Now, the analogy I know ye na Ken Agyapong na no me de post we beto hoyi. Omo di matem o na Ken Agyapong is he a candidate? How can Ken Agyapong be president? You are not sensible than the Americans. Donald Trump was they look America for na media no a friend say he's a riffraff. No fan somebody that they can't even imagine him being the president. But Americans say they can see a leader in him. Now throughout the historical facts, be professor, be research about it. Now no matter how catch it, every great leader be now leader be unique they have one characteristics about them. That's the main reason why I support Ken Agyapong, is that they have a little bit of craziness in them. Every leader be great what be we asia wa achieve bibia the din da ho ebesi ne bia wo, that kind of craziness.
And you think sir we are such leader now?
Because one man uncle for na antie de me kanasia wo de tro question to me wie anu hit me. The reason is that Winston Churchill, Adolf Hitler, Napoleon Bonaparte mentioned some of the great leaders in the world. Omunina such a character runs through them. Yakoho, ye baba be defeat Winston Churchill share denwa the soldiers kresa. How can you go to war with such military year uni bibia ubetimi dia standing them? or defy everything, defied every leadership around him, and decided that crazily he will go with those kind of men, and he, lo and behold, he won. Hitler, look at the Holocaust. Or Transin will take a decision. Say, listen, down the consequences. I will step on people's toes and I will take this decision, and this is the results that I get. You have leaders like that who get up in the morning and say Ghana, you're a real leader. Obe sorry no panu akọ Kwame Nkrumah circle say ne me bubuesi modern lorry park IBC that Kennedy with me for the long time I've known him can do that. You get up in the morning and tell you in the face, Minister of Finance, what gufu, get out, may you wadi. This is the kind of leader that we want. A leader who get up in the morning and tell you that this is how I want the whole institution of state institution to behave. About 6 now and Rojumama Obaya UAD. The only leader in Ghana at the moment, Ken Agyapong. He is the only one who can do that. And I know, I have so much confidence in him. Mamima example, Ghana Gas. Oba as a board chairman. Or show Mudina and Way. One day, or T-Sem Crawford Merjuma, a babe almost by 6. Omuba be 10 general managers nim penifo ne ho anwan me de boba kokuma no ma Kennedy di honom o de busa kudusu mo odu 715 na manfo ma adwuma dwuma odidi saki bibre suspendi bibre e mo de clock be bo se wo be wura mu a o clock first time Ghana Gas nya automated clock system a wo be wura mu o ye hwan yo wo be clock Oba ye me kamidi exec kamidi palo. Oba na me ni obusa me managers say me woy. He gave it to me in the face in front of everybody. This is the kind of man we are talking about. Enyo obi a o leader ne nkwala atimi kodi atem. Ni afa chire, ni esre, o timi kan chire obi aso nyai. Not that kind of leader. Ken Agyapong, they make actually characteristics of leaders. Yeah, can one seven. Me, I can see that in him. And he delegates any NPP for media. Why? They always talk about this issue. Oh, Papa Wena, Didi we atem no Didi one atem. Oh, the moon check Ken Agyapong. Banta or no biano. It was because of NPP. Wa meka asamu
Ghana in general
because of NPP and Ghana fighting for justice for people. One the catch us all the kokromotie kwa iya yemfa sotoro nya akwan asantifo ne bu sa be no udi kokromotie kwa iya ya de sotoro ne ja akwan ana wan na pofo asempa kodo papa na kuma ana unya obi a owo passion for people, the love that he has for people no ohun ni o ma bia na any time. Ana me ozu emba me na mo senkofo bebrese menye enso so hu abeka no Ghana ha part of society hu ade na say o ma me bakra na aka say a yes onye. That's the kind of society that we are building. But the once na hu o ma wiei e bitimi dani boja hu hwan anajo e be na me buntieni o ye onkofo bu an once na hu o ma wia o mutimi dani boja hu hwan anajo. Enti baby a ye kron Ghana as a country baby a ye pese ye kron ni baby a ye pese ye wura na ye hwe baby a Ghana ye political history aduru. Everything is business as usual. The technocrats, the lawyers, everybody just looking at business as usual, business as usual, business as usual. And they decided to say, as a country, you try a leader with the practical ideas, a leader who can come out and make decisions practical. Because the last time I catch you say, Ken Agyapong, every person in Ghana bia or every part of Ghanaian society bia can see themselves in him. Na me can officer me boa. If you are poor, what da single room da, o ma me hia no, what ton PK da, o ye boga da, what to kwan da, what ko hustle da, o ye taxi driver, what to pada, why ye day, what trouble what hustle, what ko ifa, o ba Ghana hano, o ma me no ni bi. Oda papademu na utu kwan we student no o fa kwan fa futu kwan mu ko one of the best schools in Ghana call rob soldiers with anything will be a company businessman be Canada Japan every person in Ghana can see themselves in Canada Japan and that is the leader that Ghana is looking for. Me say me nama masu ebu. That was the first interview I granted. People were thinking I was shocked. Me see people the Canada Japan fever. And yeah, about say the NPP we are going to look for a running mate or we are looking for a presidential candidate. The Ghana for penny at the Bema. I'm saying papa no Ghana for sure no pay. Papa no musu onye muna muka musu onye ba Ghana for say the onye ne pen. Ade na for the Ghana for pay. Omno dom kokromoti be ma yetumi. Ana me boa. Ghana for dom kokromoti be ma yetumi. The man compassionate leadership. The way I was seeing impact on ordinary people from the time unim krofo afa nsem through US visa lottery kwa omotima di ye wa abrochira you have no idea na ye mu bi kra na esusa ye be start US visa lottery and krofo benya green card akota America Canada Japan started everything in Ghana here
until someone who can
can say apart from that na no me call confanoche who say me o team wo kumase because confanoche na obi a pra ne ko say MRI machine esiwo me kra na me ni me ka checken omso yes ye ko tua kom so Canada Japan atua kadada watua dia so ba mu bi antua everywhere you see is for go to the northern region go check the hospitals the impact this man has made there oye bibia onka now it's about time that people document what he has done a branch here bako or university yes sika no obetua school fees 3,000 Ghana cedis 3,000 no onye na Canada Japan kwa adom FM he ya eno koshia no de na sembo na kwa nanim esu Kennedy twin bottom say 5,000 or the man sika no kwa broso a branch ne or you graduated in a gun e be kire Ken how many millions of young ones out there and then impact mami bi sorry so call omuko ya adwuma bi yes factory bi wo say western region say central region baby omuko omu twitwa eniomo si potatoes so say dey o si Canada Japan pa na ne nioma ekofa ne omuko ye no nya bibidi ohwe ne ma a lot of different stories that the impact that this man has made on the ordinary people na ye sorry a ensemo ye kanu ye nhwe papa no ni nioma wo ye de bo Ghana but because we our own selfish parochial interest in tino na ye hwe nioma no on a periphery but the media maker said the Ghana for ka and na me ozu be mpa ma betra ha make kire wo na Ghana for say NPP amanyoku yemfa Canada Japan mra and as a deputy communication director my job is to communicate what the ordinary people are telling us to the people of Ghana. Nien country homonian country the whoever knows the delegates you know near deno. What they are saying to we catch us and who's your communication director and what taking sides. No, I'm not taking sides. I want my party to come to power. Et you know, the homo catch them and I may communicate to my party delegates. Say delegates for Ghana for some of the Canada Japan ba mbama mutumi. It won't cover Canada Japan right here. Nuti na menia bra meti ha me kasa. Ghana for no can every day. Nanu wa me betra ha me kasa. Unim ahemfo afre me. Unim a lawyers ni doctors ni penifo toto wuro a efrem o Ghana ha. Asem no eno ana usu waka no. Kosoa na remind the Ghana for say mudi Canada Japan ba ye beto aba.
Eneskofi usu bempa ana mene no edi nkomo ne nsam waka modu enti maye kom na mehwe no ene wo probu ho oka asemi se all the top leaders are abawiase omo ewo ho ebobra emo man etumpone ade nyina no they have some sort of a bit craziness in them. Just recently who said there was a research about bontene na research no findings na ba no say Ghana for almost 25% support say the craziness leadership Tuare nom eda na di wo Burkina ho na omu nyina support saa de no ewa ha
of course
enti eno na mami hu say ampa indeed we a grassroots person you tie from say dey
bro asema making wo dey hwe Tuare o good ni nyina ne say you see adewe nya Kennedy exhibit ya kandadada dia oye no Burkina Faso Kennedy akeka wa kwan enioma ekoso onu ne party otimi cassette ya ne party said ye ekoso na no enya no bi na mbeka ya omu dia no mu di matem say I didn't mabeka about this particular subject matter to do with the NDC boys amije.
Yeah.
Sometimes you have to also have your own conscience as a human being to know say enya about ye build your mind and as ye build a party and now ye build the individual but ye about Ghana first. When I start taking Ghana first or Ghana
Kennedy Agyapong.
Is it not Ken Agyapong?
Yeah.
There was a time the issue came that he was discussing it on Oman FM here. Kwabna Kwachi, may he so rest in peace. Yeah, say you best stop no. Now share the adrenaline, the body language, and the way the man is shaking with passion to say because of Ghana. How many times that Ken Agyapong encore tears in the full glare of the general public said BB called wrong? How many times that delegates Ken Agyapong Emetra radio soon shed tears the way grassroots were being treated. Ya bokagu NPP ya bokagu no the handkerchief no soon. How many times na de kono kanisika wanya kontra fie na no sorry oni Alhaji Bature eti adom every day talking about NPP. Papa we me kai say election 2012 ye nyina ekopie mu golden tulip na saa time yes NDC for the ammunitions akogu the ballot boys akoshishe golden tulip the only person yes ye boys no yenso yenkope boys mra na yenkope sika mom me mo bom penifo di penifo atwotwo wuru ano mo party nim Sir John was there may so recipes I don't go for mo yemsere so ya no usu bempa na oba later they said for mudia sema ye beka Ken Agyapong ru an kam okotam sika that time there's so 200,000 that time yes ka ketwa odema omu wie no so okofosu aba okofa bia ba beka ho dia ma boys nobody Edru Brebi ye ko congress ewayi tamale NPP omkoko yi delegate congress we all part of it Kennedy amount of money a party na party sika kro mo de betwa mo nkra ne bi ni o Ken Agyapong have to dig in his pocket call the general secretary say John ye ne nenam ne nkwala ne nyina me Samia Oku Chaso Usu your friend is saying boys yom di na chi bebre say John ne nkwala ne obi anim Kennedy had to pay to get us to Tamale. Why you we nyina na ye kosin wosin bi. Ne ye de bona bodi an onte. Me buzaw. De wa poto ochiri so odi bom. De wa poto ochiri so odi bom. Na ye wia no masa betena se. Ozu bempa o ye NDC ni and I'll go back to your NDC. Ya no ho yemsre. Me mesiko bempa. Me wo fa na nadu asabre. Omu no mdo musika echichiri danko buzia club e wa Asante Achimnof honorable Kojo Banredu me papa first cousin no me wo fafo na kope busia ko tua the filing fee na mo ya NPP for chair me ozu bepa mo NPP no ye fruma me wo fafo mako 3 na ye founding fathers na me ba no me do mo certificate no founding fathers for certificate ba be kire mo na omo papa num omo mame omo papa omo mame 31st December Women's Movement originators omo papa was chairman of Council of State me modin omo kontafo political party bi MPs omo busuafo no mo household no try dom another political party omo kura no say omo kobu stake in MPP na me osu bempa me me papa no do musika me ofa no do musika chichire MPP no me nya MPP ni halaila
baby edu no
ya me catch na me kan omo ti social media wa ne se mu no omo kan eduru wa ye di a car ye papa no
so one say so money one say
they don't know
me so one say so money for social media for this year
hwe na pupu obo na su Akufo-Addo ne record ne de call elections me boa one elections ye two abanu wie na Ken Agyapong be flag bearer enye Akufo-Addo records ne de be call
eno
who born dog and na yetimi mfo bi trans social media no vilify Akufo-Addo in the name of somebody who want to be president. You vilify Akufo-Addo sa hey Akufo-Addo money oye ye say call congress na Ken Agyapong be say yenkofo obi mra ne enweva na yi Ken Agyapong de kan nyam nam kan yenweva no ne emfa no me running mate na Akufo-Addo say ono an openwa o de betena wa manipa na ba be shoot into political limelight ne boni oye ya no ene wanye reshuffle ne de abegina platforms Akufo-Addo anye reshuffle ne ye kan meanwhile as a political strategist bia o yo bia onim politics bia nim say Akufo-Addo suffered the same, benefited the same thing under Akufo when the whole establishment was against Akufo-Addo. Anybody ajaye Akufo be in a deal very shuffle no bia the person ran to Akufo-Addo. Who was he favoring when he was not doing a reshuffle? Why not they favor no? Political science, a common sense should tell you. Why not reshuffle no favor no? And yet the same people go on radio, on TV, on political platforms and vilify Akufo-Addo. And Akufo-Addo ya bunsam kesiya wa NPP mu. Ne boni because obi person be president Akufo-Addo there. Ya pesi beti ni din kura. The same thing. Let me tell you why Ken Agyapong will win this election.
Tell me.
Opa ne bode tuto. And ne mo pa mu nyina mo
and NET2 June 2025.
Me osu be mpa na me catch no. Hwe you got to about Dr. Bawumia onya say
60 something.
Why? A whole establishment. Uye DC, you are whip online. Uye minister, you are whip online. Uye CEO, you are whip online. Anybody that matter, a whole government machinery was for one candidate. Meboa.
Sanity.
If Ken Agyapong was able to get say
37%.
Yeah. Now whole establishment, you know, you have only 40%. Now Dr. Bawumia has 60
something percent.
61%. Say 40% free 61. Now ready Rebecca. Now for compare Ken Agyapong. That establishment and then no be anyone more so say you could say go contest you do one obo. You have 2 polling stations you know we are. That establishment, you know, the jigsaw is gone. To that 40%, required to assume is a move. Bears at 15, 20, 25, 30. So, omu die, the omu to about no be anti me on because me this year. Untimi name it if ye, untimi can't me say me nkoto ha, and I mean because you be imedi. Me CEO be untimi kaso be imedi. Me boy. That thing will be a political strategies. By now they should be revising their nose. A whole Kuano alone. Kennedy will win by 72% of this elections.
72%.
About the market. No be a whole establishment. A whole establishment. It was against one man. Kennedy Agyapong. He was able to get 31%.
37%.
Hey, can you too much? The whole establishment too. Now you see who born dog.
All right.
Running campaign who